Just go closer. Stop.
Hey you guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a video talking about why we chose Mini Nubians. So we're definitely new to goats. I don't know all the things about all the things, but I do know why I specifically chose the Mini Nubian breed for our goats that we're going to be bringing on our farm. And I wanted to kind of share a little bit more about why we made that decision. Okay, so my son said it perfectly. We are so new to goats that we don't even have goats yet. So you guys out there in the goat world are gonna have to correct me if I'm wrong, and I am more than happy to admit that any of these are wrong. It's based off of what I've been reading, based off of books that I've read, videos I've watched, people that I've talked to. So the number one reason why we went with the Mini Nubian is because of location. So I wanted to find someone that was local to us because we don't have a big trailer to be able to transport these. And so I wanted to make sure that I was finding somebody that was local to us so that we didn't have to travel very far. So the other reason why we chose the Mini Nubian is based off of the fact that they are a dairy breed. So we knew going into this that number one, it would be nice to be able to clear some of our back part of our property. So yes, that would be nice, but I also wanted to make sure that we were bringing in a milk producing animal, a cow, and I kind of broke this down on the video where I told you guys that we were getting goats, that we didn't want to bring on a cow that was way more expensive, higher investment, and being new to this, I really didn't want to have that high of an investment while we learn and grow in our four-legged hoof husbandry skills. So number one, location. Number two, the fact that they're a dairy breed. So there's lots of dairy breeds out there, and this isn't going to be like one's better than the other, because I really honestly don't believe that. I believe that every single family has unique needs. Every area or region has higher populations of what's going to be popular in that area, and every goat's going to be different. But based off of everything that I've been reading and people that I've spoken to and the facts from the MGDA website, the amount of milk production is around 1 to 2 gallons a day. And that's if you're like milking twice, versus just with the Nigerian dwarf, that was averaging about 1 to 2 quarts per day. So just based off of that, there is a huge difference in the level of milk that you're going to be getting. Now, again, lots of factors go into that. It's going to be based off of a lot of different things, a lot of like what you're doing as a goat keeper, a lot based off of the specific goat. But the averages that they were taking throughout multiple goats was giving us those numbers. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Okay, so as I go out here to help my husband, I figured I would bring you guys with us. So the other reason why we wanted to go with the Mini Nubian breed is their size. So with their size being about half as small as the regular Nubian, still just a little bit bigger than the Nigerian dwarf, but they're not going to be eating nearly as much. And so therefore, some of the input cost is going to be way less than what the Nubian breed would be, but perhaps a bit more than what the Nigerian dwarf would be.
And get ready with a couple of screws in your hand. Okay, Noah, help lift up that end. Set it up on top of this. Hold on forward, lift up, Nate. All the way to the end. Up over there. Nice and smooth. Goes.
No, remember how the news I get that?
Okay, that's it for now, Mason.
United States. I'm gonna order some.
You gotta hold it with your hand while you start it. Hold the screw. There you go. Until it's in. There you go. More. Good.
Can I do one?
We'll try to fall, and then we've got front. Okay, I want you to come over here actually. Hold right here. Okay, no, let go. Little boys got it? Big boys over here. Okay, and then we gotta set it up on top. Okay, I'm gonna pound it toward you now. Okay, now.
Dad, you dig it out so it hits. I found something.
There you go. Because this way you can go both directions. Okay, take it. I need to start a screw. Oh. Push. You gotta push. Okay, now. You gotta keep it straight. Okay. All the way. Push hard. So the one thing is you gotta keep straight pressure. Okay, do not stop holding, guys. You need to keep holding.
Okay.
Peyton, hold this corner.
Mom, your camera's a little painful. Bye-bye. This is a big shed. This is in the shed. Dad said it's
It's a goat house.
Dad gave me.
Where's the other drill? Peyton, give him the drill.
I know. Kind of looks like a tennis racket. Right? Tries to melt.
Let me help you.
Yeah.
Boy. Okay, you guys go ahead and keep putting 3 in each hole.
Can I do it? No.
Mason can do a couple. Mason, and then let him finish.
Dad, what about this big one? Not like all the Dad, what about this big one?
That's fine, all the way. Thank you, God, for this breeze.
It's gonna be a hot day like yesterday.
The best way to do it is one hand on here, Mason.
Every day, high hand.
One hand on the trigger and one hand here to kind of hold it straight.
Hi, Hank. Hi, buddy.
Okay, let's do one. Beautification.
I'm making this like shorter.
Yeah.
I like this picture.
There's a rooster out too, by the way. And the baby rooster.
Did you bring him that one?
Okay, so we just came in from helping him. My camera overheated. I actually had a bucket on top of it trying to get it to cool down. So I'm extremely sweaty, so you'll have to excuse me, but I wanted to talk just a little bit more about our decision to get Mini Nubians. So for me, especially during like the times that we're in, and there's just a lot of unknowns with just the economy and everything like that. So for me, it was important to get a lot more bang for my buck. And so like literally for my buck, but being able to like feed them less with still getting a very high milk production was huge. To me, I am a very economical person, and so that to me was very, very appealing. And because of the times that we're in and other people being in that same boat that want to get into dairy milk, and with everything that's going on with the outlawing of milk and things like that on the table, I just felt like it's very important to bring that source home and to be able to supply my family with that within our homestead. So being able to sell the babies and registerable babies, to me, that was very important also. So the buck that we're getting is registerable. We're gonna be getting him registered. And then the does are not going to be registered. I might go through that process. I'm not really sure yet, but they do have really strong milking lines. And so to me, that was critical in making sure that we're selecting a good quality as far as the udder, as far as their history, and having registered parents, their parents coming from great farms. And so to me, that was huge to make sure that we're getting the integrity behind what we're gonna be producing and potentially also selling. So I wanted to I took my notes here. I have my goat notebook that I showed you guys, but I wanted to go over the Mini Nubian average for milk And again, every single doe is going to be different. It depends on a lot of factors. But they took all of those factors into account, and they took an average within multiple does for each of these numbers. So it's pretty fair across the board. This doesn't mean that this is what we're gonna get or this is what you're gonna get because of those factors, but here nor there. Mini Nubians average 1 to 2 gallons a day. So to me, that's huge. And I kind of confirmed that with my friend that we're getting them from. She's averaging about a half a gallon for one milking. Now, could it be more? Maybe, I don't know. Depends on how they're being fed and all of that. But doing twice a day milking, from all that I've read, is not going to double your yield. It's usually about maybe instead of being 2 gallons, it would be like 3/4 of a gallon. So that's 1 to 2 gallons a day, which is about 5 to 10 ounces of butter fat, being a 4 to 6% butter fat on that 1 to 2 gallons a day. So remember that, 5 to 10 ounces of butter fat. That's for Mini Nubians. So Nigerian dwarfs, the average is about 1 to 2 quarts a day, with getting about 6 to 10% butter fat. So while the butter fat content is definitely higher, you're not getting near as much milk. So that would give us 1.92 to 3.84 ounces of butter fat. So you're getting way more milk, which in turn, even though the butter fat percent is less, you're still getting more butter fat because of the volume of milk that you're getting. So while the percentage might be lower because of that increase in milk production on average, that to me was very appealing. So once you crunch the numbers down, it really just boils down to they're a very high producer, being that they're crossed with the Nubian, and pretty high milk and pretty high milk butter fat content. And that was one of the things that the does or the goats that we're getting, their I believe it was their grandmother actually tested very, very high. Let me see on here. So Prince Caspian is our buck's name, and we're going to change it to Finnick, but he has solid milking lines. He was dam raised. Grandma was from Tree Star Farm up here in North Carolina, but she won the top milk testing, which was number 7 that she placed within 10, and they did like 100 goats. And then she won number 3 for butterfat content. So to me, that's huge. The numbers aren't lying. And so for me, that just proved that, number 1, the quality of the goat that you're getting and who you're getting it from matters, and their history, and you want to be able to prove that history. But again, I'm new. I'm not like going to be a professional in this. I'm just trying to do as much research as I can. But anyway, they both have, both of the does and the buck has really strong milking lines. And so to me, that was really, really big, especially given the fact that I want to be able to milk them. So anyways, that's why we chose the Mini Nubians, and kind of goes along with our mini Australian Shepherds that we have. But this book has been phenomenal. It also talks about, dairy and, milking them and all of that. So it gave some stats as well. So if you guys wanted to pick up this book, you can definitely go through and read that, but it's been very helpful. So anyways, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next video.